the fast is set to 1 second. From now, when I go ahead and switch the video signal, I do not need to use the keybar. I can just go ahead and press the button and it switches nice and seamlessly on its own. So let's have a look at the next option right here, which is the settings. Briefly, guys, let's look at the input information. So the input, again, I got two HDMI signals. It recognizes that and it's showing me 1920 by 1080 24p, both of those camera settings HDMI inputs. So if we go ahead back, we look at device version. This is something that you want to look at in your device to find and confirm what firmware you are currently running at. I just recently updated mine. I am at currently 1.18. That is my latest firmware update that I'm currently using with the Mini Pro. If we go back again to device settings, in your IP settings, you're going to want to go ahead and adjust your IP settings to the same IP address as your home IP address. So that's currently what is happening right now. So my IP settings in this device is currently set to the same thing as my home. So once we have our IP settings set to the same IP address as our home Wi-Fi network, we're going to be able to connect and use this controller with the RGB link exposed Mini app. So there is an app along with a program software that we can use on our PC that we can go ahead and simply control this controller with our PC or our app. As far as language, we can adjust the language. We also got the fan speed. We can turn the fan to auto, or we can just turn it off and manually adjust the fan speed. So the fan speed has 1 to 4, or we can fully turn the fan off right there at 0. So I just suggest to have it on auto, and it's going to turn on when it needs to. If we continue to scroll down here, we do have, after the fan speed, we do have auto PBW. So auto PBW basically means that when you were in this menu setting over here, after without touching any of these controls or settings, how long is it going to take to go back to the main screen, which is right over here? So in my case, I adjusted mine from, I believe it was set to 15 seconds. I just simply adjusted mine up to 30 seconds because it allows me more time in case I was adjusting some settings or thinking about the setting or whatever it is. At least it remains on the screen for me for up to 30 seconds. After not pressing anything for 30 seconds, as I mentioned, I'm going to go back to the screen here on the phone automatically. So again, guys, let's continue here in the settings. If we scroll down, we had auto PDW last reset. If you need to reset the device, keybar correction. Again, if you needed to correct the keybar for whatever reason, I've never had to use this yet in my situation or any of my cases, but for example, it looks like it's trying to basically correct the keybar if there's any kind of error or maybe some kind of miscommunication or something like that, or you just want to do it a little bit differently. So right now, there's no need for me to be touching that keybar correction. And again, we do have the key test, and again, this is just another test here that we can kind of just confirm that each one of these pads are working. So if I go ahead and press number 2 pad, it shows number 2. I press number 4, 3, 2. Again, it's just making sure that every button on the controller is working as it should. So now that we've confirmed that all these buttons here on the device are working, we have finished this key test. We can just simply exit the key test on the pressing that back arrow. So guys, I think we have gone through quite a bit over here through the menu. I'm sure you guys are more familiar with CIP, CPZ, we got the views, we got the keys, the green screen, we got the effects, the transition, the audio settings. We talked about the video out, the record, mode, settings. Oh, and lastly, we have a logo. So logo right here. So please go ahead and enable a logo. We're going to be able to position the logo exactly where we want, possibly even the sizing of the logo as well. And we can now just have a logo, on top of our video source. So for us to actually activate the logo 100%, we need to connect this Mini Pro with the Expo Mini software application, where we're going to be able to upload the file of our logo, and then once we uploaded that to the software, we're going to be able to activate it, and then it'll be able to be displayed here on our video signal. So guys, lastly, let's just briefly look at the shortcut button over here. To go ahead and press the shortcut button, again, we have quick access to our views. We have 8 views to pick from. Again, so far, I've only programmed 1, 2, and 3 views. Those waiting for the green. Number 4 view is the current view that we are using right now that I've selected and programmed. It's showing the record button is highlighted in red, which basically means that it is recording right now. And if I wanted to activate picture in picture, I can simply do that right there by activating the picture in picture. So guys, hopefully this video has helped you guys understand the RGB need for the overall menu, the shortcut, the tabs, the controls, the features, the way we can set it up. There's lots more to figure out. There's lots more to learn. I'm still new to the product. I'm still getting used to it, but I will tell you, as a new time user, first time user, it is easy to set. It is easy to use. Again, it is touchscreen. The menu is nice and friendly to use, and there's a lot of features that we have access to, guys. So I appreciate you guys watching. If you guys have any comments, questions, let me know down in the comment section down below. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys on the next one. Welcome back, folks. This is Shane. In today's video, we're doing a full deep dive review and walkthrough of the RGB Link and Mini switching system. Now, this is not only a HDMI switcher, but you get two separate outputs that you can designate to do whatever you choose to get your signal to the web. This will work directly with OBS, it will work with QuickTime if you want to capture just directly on the Mac, for example, or any other capture software, thanks to this USB out. Now, it's a really functional unit. Out of the box, it's by far one of the best. I didn't have to hook it up to a computer, do anything complicated just to get it to work. So I'm going to leave time codes to every section of this video in the description below. If you want to skip ahead back and forth, you can do that. I'm going to try and cover everything I can with this, and we're going to be using it in the video with 4 different cameras. Now, any of the preview window stuff, which I'll put some of that on screen now to show you what that looks like, will be captured on my Mac and then overlaid into it. Now, the RGB Mini can do up to 60 frames per second at 1080p. Being that I'm in a cold region here in Australia, I'm going to be shooting at 50 frames per second, and that's just due to the light provision, but it can absolutely handle up to 60 frames. Firstly, a massive thank you to RGB Link for setting this out for the review. They're not paying me an additional money to do this. All sorts about this product within your home, as they're not seeing this video before launch. All right, let's get into it. Let's start with an overview of the unit before we get into how it works. So on the back of the unit here, you can see on my close-up camera, we have 4 separate HDMI input sources. They can be easily controlled using these buttons on the top, which is fantastic. They feel great on the finger. They're very easy to see, especially even with studio lighting here. I can see these buttons, no problems at all. You might already notice the one big difference over that of the A10 Mini, which I have right here, that you get a 2-inch TFT display on this screen as opposed to nothing on the A10 Mini. So it already separates it from that in the physical, hands-on usability aspect. You can essentially decide between using the USB connection or the HDMI out connection as either the preview or program window, and then decide how you want to stream to the web. So if you've got something like a Canon 4K or an Elgato HD60 or some other hardware encoder, you can plug the HDMI signal out into that. So I've got that running in program menu. So this is going out to my reference monitor, which is behind the camera right here. So I can see exactly what I'm doing as I switch, and that's what's being currently recorded. Now my computer, I have the preview window, which I think looks fantastic. It's every live preview all at once. And the one that's in red is the one that's actually being broadcast, and the light box on the right is also the one being broadcast as well. So as I change here, you'll see that the top right changes, and then the lower screens change as I go between 1, 2, 3, and 4, and they're all labeled. And the best thing about this is we have full audio monitoring as well, which I think is fantastic. Now, I've currently got my Rode wireless going into my primary camera, and within the menu of the RGB Link and Mini I've selected, I only want that audio source. So as I change cameras, as I change inputs, depending on how you want to set this up, I've got 4 cameras connected to it. My audio will always be from input number 1, which I think is really cool. Now, when it comes to the 4 HDMI inputs, the instruction manual doesn't specify that it can do anything under 720p. So just make sure you got an HD signal going into this, and you'll be good to go. 1080 or 720, and it can handle every frame rate from 23, 24, 30, 50, and 60 frames per second. On this side here, we have an Ethernet port and a USB 3.0 connector. Now, this Ethernet port is currently going to my local network via the switch on the floor over here. And I can control it from the software that's on my computer, and it works really well. I'll show you that a little bit later in the video. video. Again, this USB 3.0 port can be used to connect to either a Windows or Mac or Linux PC, for example, and then you can use OBS to stream to the web. Anything that will be detected as a webcam. I didn't need any drives for this. I just plugged it in and it worked. One thing that sets apart this unit from, say, a Pro L1 is we get a heatsink on the bottom. Now, I'm not going to lift this up because I've got it all connected, but I'll put some overlay images in editing to show you the heatsink on the bottom. I think that's a really smart move, given that these things can get hot if you're using them for hours on end. One of the things we like from the old school and video production is the transition bar on the top of the unit. This will allow you to switch transitions at your own pace, basically, and you can choose up to 1 of 14 different transitions within the menu, and I'll show you that in this video. Another one of the really cool functional aspects of this is picture-in-picture, which we can turn on very simply. I'll run you through all of the different options of picture-in-picture in just a moment. Another one of the cool things about the RGB M Mini is on the left-hand side here, we get a headphones out or an audio out. So you can either send it to an external mixer, we can send the audio to a set of headphones. Now, this works best if someone else is actually sitting there with headphones doing everything with the mixer. If I was to sit here with headphones on and talk, I would feel it slightly behind that when I'm actually talking because of the HDMI latency, and then it's also the latency difference between the analog inputs and the HDMI inputs. So just keep that in mind. And also on the safe side here, we have an analog audio input. I'm actually going to go through each of the transitions that are built into the unit. Now, to access the transitions, hit the step button over here, and this top button will light up, this top light will light up, and then we're good to go. So it's currently set to cut, so as I switch, it's going to be instant like this. We go over to play, push down the button, we select it, it's then going to crossfade between whatever we select. I really like that, and we go through all of them here. This one is the pull from center or push from center, left to right, top to bottom, top left to bottom right. Oh, wrong button. There we go. All right. Center right. This one is right to left. Bottom to top. This is the center white again. Looks good. Variation on this one. There you go. 3 more to go. That one's kind of interesting. That one looks good. And lucky last. There we go. Very cool. One of the best things about this unit, if you do dig any particular transition, you can change it anywhere from 2.5 seconds in speed all the way to 5 seconds. I currently set it up to 4. I'll show you how that works right now. So there you go. That's a 4-second transition before it completely dissolves. Now, to change this up, it's nice and simple. Hit the set button twice, and then you can change the speed on screen. Oh, I actually had it set to 3 seconds, sorry, not 4. So 0.5 seconds, boom, and that looks really, really cool. For me, though, I still like it in terms of the fast cut. But we'll get back to that in just a moment. I'm going to show you how to use the transition bar and what kind of results you can get with it. Now, turn that on or off. You can simply hit this button twice, and it will say pause at the top. So we want to turn this to the T-bar, and then we're good to go. So how it will work now is if we hit, say, 2, for example, it's going to blink. And as I use this, at my own speed, it's going to transition across. Now, this is really creative and cool. It's just another thing to be aware of, though. So the way that I'm working, I don't prefer to use the transition bar at all, but it's there if you so choose to use it. It's a great feature. It's something a little bit different, and a point of difference between other units out there. Now, when it comes to the picture-in-picture mode, there's plenty to like about this, and some ones that I think require some customization within the companion software. So I'll show you how to set up picture-in-picture. If we hit this set button 3 times, it'll take us to the 3rd light here. And we can simply use this to control where we want the picture-in-picture. So this is top left, top right, lower left, lower right, and then dead center over here, right in the view. We can also then change this camera view as well. So if you want to swap that, we can do that at the same time, which I think is pretty cool. Now, there's also some modes here
But there you go, you see exactly what's going on. There's also some mode here that's split screen mode that look like it's a switch aspect ratio. So I feel like these are something that you customize with in the companion software. And I'll leave some details about that in the description below. One of the best things about this unit is its ability to scale the output as well as the input. So if you decide that you want the output of this to be, say, 1080p at 50 frames or 60 frames per second, you can then plug in anything, and that's when your end result will be. Always, it's best to have the same matching frame rates going into it, but if one's different, for example, you might have a 720p camera only, and the frame rate might only go to 30, it will still upscale that output to 60 frames per second, for example, if the output is set to that. One of the best things about this device that really goes right in terms of its output. Keep in mind, if we're going to be using this, as it states in the instruction manual, it doesn't do anything under 720p. So just make sure that you're using this with cameras or equipment that can at least output a 720p signal. I'm next going to show you how to connect the switcher to the Expo software, and you can see that on screen over here. So this bottom one is the one that's actually active, and you can see the IP address is down the bottom. Now, there's a couple of things you can do before you try to find the unit through the software. It makes life a whole lot easier. So we're taking this top-down view. You want to hit menu, and you want to scroll down to the second page. You go to IP settings and turn DHCP on. And as you can see, it's got an IP address from my router or router, however you want to say that. So this makes life a whole lot easier. Now, I'm going to give you a tip that helps me out in this particular situation. I've just reconnected this back to the computer on page 2, and it wasn't finding it on the software here. I hit scan, and nothing would happen at the top right here. So what I ended up having to do was turn DHCP off and then back on, and boom, it popped straight up in the software. So just a little tip there to get this connected. If you let the RGB link specify its own IP address, I had no light on my home network. You might have some light, but I just set that to on to allow basically the router to assign the IP address to the unit. Much simpler that way. You don't ever have IP conflicts or anything like that. This to a demonstrator unit, as you can see, the IP address is not actually a valid one, it's like a local IP. So you want to go down here and click on the RGB link. And as you can see on screen right now, everything is basically the same as it would be on the physical tangible device. You've got 4 buttons, 1, 2, 3, and 4 on the screen, and these are just as easily reflected here, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now your instinct with this would be to click on the windows, but that doesn't work. You actually have to click on the numbers like you would on the unit itself, and then that will change view. So yeah, this works nice and simply as well. So yeah, you can have someone man the computer, you can have someone man the switcher, the person in today's PC culture, but yeah, and then you get to go to the transition bar works, all that kind of stuff works. Well, the cool thing about the menu on the Xbox software is it's far easier to see exactly what the switcher is doing and how it's set up. So if we go through some of these options here, input info is all of my inputs currently connected to the switcher, and then have my computer that you're looking at, plus all my other cameras that will set up except one to sacrifice one to get the computer. So that's really cool. Now we have the HDMI output source set to program, which changes to preview as well. The program is what I want it set to, and it makes sense. That way we can change the frame rate and all the resolutions in this menu here. Now, USB 3 is the same, so I've currently got that set to the preview mode, PXT, and the output is matching the format of the HDMI output as well. So that's all consistent and then very good. Next, we have the mix mode. So I showed you all of this, the transitions and so forth before. I think this is really great having an easier visual representation of this. Picture in picture. We can add that if we so choose. So it's actually going to let me do this. There we go. How about that? So you can see exactly what's going on now on screen with me addressing the camera, and then also that screen there. But what I'm going to do is actually just turn that off so you get a full screen image of it. Here we go. Done. So as you can see, this is basically the same stuff that we've seen so far. You can also use your FaceTime HD camera But we want to set this to EE USB device is basically the unit. That's its name when you hook it up to the computer. OBS software for using OBS. OBS is its own standalone program, by the way. It's really functional and really powerful. I did a full setup guide. If you missed it, I'll leave a link up in the card. I want to do that video again. Now that I've got some switches on hand, it'll make explaining that process a whole lot easier. But that video will definitely help you. So we get some stuff like test patterns, we get HDMI out settings as well. We can change the bits from 8-bit to 10 to 12-bit, and that will enhance the color ratio. If your input device is only 8-bit, leave it at 8-bit. If you're using 10-bit, say 1080p footage, then on your camera, it supports it. Then you can set up 10-bit within the unit. So that's really cool, so it supports those extra color depths. Now let's go back here. We can set up password protect. Landing port set user guide, user info, software version I'm currently using, just to be a reference, is version 1.07. We have UGAR correction, which is essentially like a calibration tool for setting up to transition bars. So if you need it for whatever reason, it's nice and simple to do. And down the bottom, we have a hardware reset. There's stuff can't go wrong, but it is what it is. So anyway, that's all the deep dive menus on the actual Expo software. This all hooked up seamlessly for me. The only thing I had to change, as I mentioned, was that IP address setting change. So do that and you have no trouble finding it on the network. So let's talk a little bit about who I think of the sport and who I don't think of sport. So if you're a gamer, I don't recommend this. There's one main reason why I don't recommend it, and that's because you can't decide to incorporate two audio signals in two separate outputs. So if you've got a gaming console going into port number 2, the camera is going into port number 1, you can't mix the audio between 1 and 2 at any particular level. And that is where the HM Mini has the advantage. Now, just remember, the UV link is quite a lot less expensive than this as well. So there's a lot of things to love about this. For the right person, I think it's going to be fantastic. If you're a solo creator and you've got multiple cameras set up in a room or a computer and you want to live stream from home and just have one audio source to your live stream or something like that, this is fantastic device. It works no problems. Everything I've thrown into this and hooked up, it just works straight out of the box. So no problems there whatsoever. Now, if you want to do chroma key, this one doesn't do chroma key either, which is why it's not great for gamers. Now, if you run like a church event or some sort of public speaking event where you still only need that one audio source going into a main camera, this is going to be perfect for you as well. You can set up multiple cameras and just decide which camera you want the audio to go through. I think that's really cool. This is also really great for an event like a band, for example, where there might be multiple cameras in the room, and all you want on a projection screen or something like that will be the image of the band playing, not necessarily the audio, which is why this is a great option for those situations as well. Overall, I think this is a fantastic unit, only hindered slightly by the fact you can't mix audio from channel 1 and 2, for example, or 3 and 4, or however you want to decide how to do it. That's the biggest advantage that the A10 still has over all of the other switches I've tried so far, is their audio side of this. Also, to point out that there's no internal effects on the audio either. So if you want a compressor, a limiter, an EQ, or anything like that, you don't get it. So you'll need a good quality microphone like what I'm using right now, and then you'll be good to go. Now, in the right situation, if you're recording your audio externally, say to a Rode Procaster, for example, and you've got someone live switching between cameras and you sync up everything, this is great for podcasts in those types of situations. But again, if you're sort of limited to one audio source in, you're going to have two people in a room and get using Rode Procasters or SM7Bs, for example. You're going to need an adapter for your camera to get two audio signals into this. So just keep that in mind. Now, I know I didn't test the analog input, but these things are always out of sync with the real time of the video. So just keep that in mind as well. But I love the fact that it actually sounds good with the headphones going output on the side as well. That works really well. Firstly, I'd like to thank you to RGB Link for sending this out for review. Now, if you have any comments or questions, leave them below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Overall, this is a really great dinner for the right person. I hope I've covered everything you need to know. If you want to find out more about this, links will be below. Leave any questions down there, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you again for watching. My name's Shane. Catch you soon. See ya. Let's get into the EQ. Let's get into the EQ. in the software on each individual channel. Needs to be the noise and so do the games. Actually, this should be take. Okay, I take this out with your both kids was really good example. Oh yeah, there's a good little practice. Yeah, definitely. Okay. So now, so back at 8, you can see that I'm putting. So now as I start talking, you can see when I'm not talking. There we go. So now when I'm not talking, it's still the center. And you can hear that when you start talking, there's that word cut up. And we're starting to word cut in with the word cut up. So this is definitely overdoing the beat, but that's the kind of thing you're doing. So again, it's all about understanding how it works, which I do. But it isn't going to practice when you experience it. And when you experience it, a little bit better result. Yeah, anyway, so we're talking about how you need to show you how to actually use this. But when you're over here, just to show you what is there, it isn't it is there. Okay. Come back on. Get on. There, yep. I gotta tell you, I have it. I've got this fairly new toy here. This is TC Electronics. Kind of almost you can see the some look here, which is a measured audio over time, and I can see where my level is. That is a nice piece of hardware. It's electronic clearly and stereo. It's a fantastic addition to this setup. And side note is that it will operate with your NLE to the plug-in, and it will resolve and as well. Accidentally, with a plug-in for your NLE, you just put it at the very end of your chain, and you can see the level of your dialogue, whatever in your video that you're editing, logging out the audio. So, hey, okay, backwards. So there's the audio. That's what I wanted to share in audio. That's that is the audio tab. Garrett, do we have any questions? Let's switch over to you from the have any questions? Basically, what I wanted to offer was the Fairlight audio protection in all our new age switchers. It can be quite complex to cost. Here's a manual. There is a process that describes everything. Well, at least give you a good start to what it really think. Of course, sitting down and playing with everything, it helps. It's quite easy to zero things back to one so that goes up. But definitely worth a read. And yeah, I would say audio. When it comes to audio, me personally, that is my weakest one. It is so I spent so much time on it, and somehow it's hard. I don't know why. It is way easy to watch. Audio is not. But other people who are reversing that, audio is sometimes pretty hard. There you go. Okay. Thank you for that. Were there any questions that come up? As a side note here, somebody who popped up are new rechargeable batteries, 1.2 volts. Let's see, what is it? Probably have answers here in the bottom. These are 1.2 volts. Is that bad? 2800 milliamp, 1.2 volts. They might be high enough. What's the standard double? Yeah, the non-rechargeable for 1.5 probably pretty good.